Give me a good weekend to get your laugh on because the Cincinnati native making her return here to the Queen City and performing her stand-up set this coming weekend over across the bridge in Dayton, Kentucky. We're so glad to have Autumn Brewer with us this morning. So good to have you in.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Comedians and comedians, you guys are used to working later nights, so hopefully It's not too early for you.
Wasn't too bad.
You're like, wait a minute, what time am I coming in?
Yeah.
Well, we come in here, we start at 4:30 in the morning, so.
Oh, wow.
Even early, you're probably like getting home sometimes.
Right.
After late sets. All right, I know you've done a lot. I'm like stalking her on the IMDb app because I can't watch any movie without having it up. So let's go back. You grew up here in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Where?
Deer Park, near the Kenwood Mall.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So was it surreal coming back in? Did you get home a lot?
Not much, actually. It's been a while since I've been to Cincinnati, so I'm very excited to be back. I love coming back to Cincinnati.
Are you having Skyline chili?
I haven't had it yet. I just got in last night.
Oh my gosh.
So the plan is to have some very soon.
Just checking in because I know that's a big deal.
Yeah.
So you live in LA now. I know you've done a lot of stuff in your career. Let's go back to some of your movies initially. What have you done?
So I was on Dear White People on Netflix. That's my big one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that got a lot of hits during the pandemic too, right?
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, so folks who know you from that also, when did you get into stand-up? Because I know, you got to do a lot of things acting-wise, and sometimes you just have a natural knack.
Yeah, I've been acting for a while. I actually didn't get into stand-up until the pandemic when everything closed down. So there was no acting, but everybody was doing Zoom stand-up shows.
Right.
So
how weird was that for you? Because you know what stand-up comedy relies on a lot is you need reaction. You need feedback. You need to hear that laughter. So what are you doing at your house on the Zoom? What's happening?
Yeah, it was very interesting. That's how I started, so I didn't really know much different, but it was interesting to have everybody muted and no cameras on and me just looking at myself telling jokes.
Okay.
But that's how, so I guess it was just getting into the trenches with comedy.
Sure, sure. And how has it been so far? Because, sometimes it seems like there are established male performers and then women are like kind of bringing up the rear. You've opened for some big names, like who?
Yeah, I opened for Jay Leno. That's my big one. Yeah.
All right, so how's that?
It was very fun. He was a sweetheart. He was very nice. He said I was funny. So if he said it, it must be
Jay
true.
Leno. That used to be the Johnny Carson before Jay Leno. If you got Carson to say you were funny, your career is taking off.
I know. Well, hopefully, one of these days.
So after Jay Leno said that, were the phones ringing?
No, unfortunately, they were not. They did not. Nobody cared. They were like, well, that's good. That's good for you.
Good for you, darling.
Yeah.
All right. So, coming back here to perform locally, is it more daunting to be in front of a hometown audience? I toured as a singer for a long time, and I think every time I came back to the region, I was like, oh my God, aunts and uncles are in the audience. I'm going to freak out. But in other, strange cities, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I was definitely thinking about that because I'll know a lot more people in the audience. Usually I don't know anybody in the audience, so I just have fun and enjoy it. But now it's like, oh, I need to make sure everybody likes it. All
right, so let's talk about where you're going to be performing.
Yes.
This is happening Saturday night?
Saturday night, I have a show at 7 and 9:30 p.m. at Commonwealth Sanctuary.
All right, that's over in Dayton, Kentucky, and you can use their website, commonwealthsanctuary.com, to get tickets, and we'll put that on our website just so folks can do that ahead of time. Can you buy them? Does it have to be ahead of time, or can you just do a walk-up?
They do have tickets at the door. It is more expensive, so if you want to save some money, get them online.
So tell me, what does your show entail? Are you a blue comedian, or are you kind of straight up the middle on stuff?
I tend to have more darker comedy.
Darker comedy,
so
okay.
not blue, but it definitely can sometimes get a little dark, yeah.
I know some of the women over the years, some of them were like going way, way back, like Phyllis Diller. Some of them were all about just like keeping it about like family and things. There was never any swearing going on. Like they were very strict about that, but things have changed just a bit. Yeah,
definitely, especially now that there isn't, since with streaming, there's a lot more room for cursing and things. But I tend to not curse that much either. I think the topics just tend to be a little more dark.
Is it tougher to be clever? Sometimes people rely on just, I can just throw out the bomb here and there.
Right.
But is it harder to be clever?
I definitely think it's harder to be clever. You got to put the time in and think about things, especially now with the internet. There's so many people posting their stand-up, so you got to stand out and be different. So Absolutely. You got to put the work in.
Well, it's good. I'm excited to have you back and welcome you back to town. So what's the first thing you're going to do today when you leave?
I think we're going to go get breakfast. Yeah, we're getting some breakfast after this.
It sounds good. Well, welcome to town. Hope you break a leg and have a full house there. Again, that's in Dayton, Kentucky, and we'll put at the Commonwealth Sanctuary, we'll put all the information on our website for you. And good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Great to have you in and welcome home.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, I'll send it back to you.